Hey guys, Retrohead here, welcome back to another video. In today's video is going to be a different video that I normally do. Normally I'm a gaming related channel, but today I'm actually going to do a vlog about my holiday that I recently had at Centre Parcs. I had an awesome time. I always love visiting Centre Parcs. I've been there quite a few times. It's just a great place to go on holiday. So I'm not going to do individual vlogs, it's just to be one big Center Parcs vlog. Not sure how long it's going to be, but I hope you enjoy watching. This is the Elveden Centre Parcs just outside Thetford. Again, been here loads of times before. Such an awesome place to go on holiday, and I really hope you enjoy this vlog. If you're not familiar with my channel, I do lots of gaming related stuff, so if you like that sort of thing, please leave a like, please subscribe to our channel Retrohead. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. So we've just parked up, we've parked up in One Rabbit. Got the backpack here so we can go swimming straight away, because that is obviously one of the most exciting things about Center Parcs is going swimming. I am going to film a little bit on the way. I'm going to film probably walking through, because there's a lovely water feature that I want to film as well. Obviously I'm not going to film in the pool because I'm not going to film in a public pool obviously, but I'm going to film as much as I can. But yeah, as you can see, the car park, it's absolutely huge. So yeah, first up, off swimming. So this is the Adventure Golf Treasure Island down there, which is really good. The Crazy Golf's really good here. And then this is the beach with the lake here. And then over there, where you can see them boats, that's where they do a lot of like the activities down there. Years ago, I remember those blue boats over there, which I'll show you in a sec. I remember sailing around in one of them years ago, which is fun. I'll show you the boats in a bit more detail now actually. I'll keep walking up here. The ones that say they're blue and like grey colour and they say go go, I think they were the ones that we went on years ago. So you can see just down here, yeah, you get a good view of them from up here. Those ones there. Yeah, I used to sail around the lake on them, I think only once. But over there you can see there's that yellow one with a roof there. They're the ones for the littler kids, but I went on one of those a while back and it was good.
Slow you down though, because we're in a bit of a hurry.
Come on.
So here is the dining piazza here. So if you walk through here and then through this door here, this is where they have quite a few of the restaurants. Cafe Rouge, which is obviously like a French restaurant. Rajanda Pradesh up there, and then Bella Italia, which I think I've eaten in a few times years ago, but not in the last few years, over there. And then this is the back of the storeroom, that's it, yeah, where they sell all sort of like Centre Parcs tap through there. And then you can go out these doors here and then back into like the main little complex bit. And I do like this because I like all the little water features and stuff they have, but I'll show you these shops either later on in the video or probably in a different video. So here we are, here is the sports plaza. And then in here you've got all sorts of different stuff and obviously the entrance to the pool. Here, around here you've got all sorts around there, and then the swimming pool which you could just enter through there, which have actually changed the entrance through there now. Just finished swimming and heading into the park market, as you can see here. If you haven't been to Center Parcs before, the park market is literally just like the on-site mini supermarket. It has quite a decent selection, but it is very expensive, but that's obviously to be expected at a holiday park like this. To be fair, it's not as expensive as you might think. Like, there's shops like that you can go in, like just in cities now, that are probably nearly as expensive as this place, so it's not as bad as you might think. But as you can see, here is the cake counter here, and I always really enjoy picking cakes out here. I spend probably a lot more than I should in this cake counter. Again, as you can see, they're not cheap, but they are really, really good and definitely worth the money. But for me, this cake counter is a real plus point for Center Parcs. I know it sounds stupid, but I absolutely love looking at the cakes in here, and they always have really good ones. A lot of the ones that I've had recently and a lot of the ones I've had in the past have all been really nice. Apart from one on this holiday that I had that I didn't actually like, which you'll see later in the video. That is quite rare. A lot of these cakes are very, very good. As you can see, they just look so good in this counter. As I said, quite expensive, but worth it. So I've just been swimming and bought this park market steak slice, and I'm now about to eat this with all these geese here, and I'll tell you how it tastes. I think I'm being attacked. So as you can see, just got a few bits from the park market there. Now I'm going to head back to the car, then go and get the car, drive to the lodge, unpack, drive back to the car park, and then walk back to the lodge again, which is a little bit of a faff for Center Parcs, but it's all about that sort of thing. It's nice to get out in the forest and walk anyway, so it's not really that bad of a thing. But the hardest thing is finding the car, which might be quite tricky, but I think it was one rabbit, or rabbit one, whatever way around they do it, so should be able to find it quite easily. So back at the car now, as you can see, and now is the task of finding the lodge, which sounds like a simple task, but there is a lot of lodges at Center Parcs Elveden. I think there is around 1,000. Obviously some of them are a bit different, like you can get like bigger ones, smaller ones, and more expensive ones than that. The one that we went for is literally just a basic standard 3-bedroom one. You can get other ones, but we literally always go for this same one, as we find it's more than enough space and it is the cheaper option. You can get like treehouse ones and that are like thousands and thousands of pounds. Would never ever spend that much on one, but if you search up some pictures of those, they look absolutely amazing. But as you can see, I've had to speed up the footage here because it took so long to find it. But we were staying in lodge number 445, and as you can see here, we're approaching it now. So here we are now in our lodge. As you can see, I had a little bit of trouble, but for some reason it literally worked 1 minute later. So I'm going to do a little lodge tour. This is like a little store cupboard. I've been to Center Parcs quite a few times, so this is a spare bathroom. So as you know, they are all very similar, all of like the main style lodges, but here we are. Welcome to Center Parcs Elveden Forest. Very nice. Let's have a look around here. So here we have the lounge area. Just sort of come back over here so you can see as much as you can. I always like the little tree design on the background, obviously the pictures. TV there, fire, you can get logs at the park market for that. And also DVD player, which is nice. Kitchen table here, which is good as well. And then I'll show you the bedrooms in a minute. I want to show you the kitchen first. So you can see cooker, 4 hobs, microwave, kettle, sink. This one's the dishwasher, I think. Yeah, that's the dishwasher. And then you've got, I think they give you like loads of cutlery and stuff in these lodges, which is good. And then moving along around here, I'll start at this room over here. So spare bedroom there. So you can see, oh, hello. So have a look in these little cupboards for your plates, your glasses and that sort of thing. And then this is the main bathroom, toilet, sink, bath, the heated towel rail, and also mirror. And then moving along down here, another bedroom here. And I think you've got all sorts of room to store stuff, loads of room to store stuff in these lodges, which is obviously a good thing. And then moving down here, the main bedroom. Shut the door a bit so you can see, I can get a bit further back. Nice big bed, good view outside. You've also got a TV in here. And then a little space like to get ready and stuff like that. Plenty of storage for all sorts of stuff. As you can see, nice little view out there. A couple of more hens already over there, as you can see. Just chilling out over there. But yeah, I'll show you outside as well, because obviously that was a big thing about Centre Parcs, all the outside space. But yeah, this looks like a very, very nice lodge. Obviously, a lot of the Centre Parcs, well, all of the Centre Parcs lodges are pretty much identical if you're going for this sort of style. Let's have a quick look out here now, actually. How do I do this? Can't remember. Oh yeah, already unlocked. Table and chairs, as you can see there. Nice bit of greenery. It's nice how that bit of greenery is there to cover up some of the wall. Then you can see into the bedroom there. Looks brilliant. But if you didn't know, at Centre Parcs you aren't actually allowed to park your car at your lodge. And this is just to make it seem a bit more like nature and peaceful without having cars everywhere and stuff throughout people's holiday. So what you have to do is once you've got your car back to your lodge and unpacked all your stuff and got settled in and that, I think you're allowed to have like a couple of hours or something like that. You then have to drive back to the main car park, park up and then walk back to your lodge. As you can see, I took a bit of footage of these. These are the new disabled lodges and they look absolutely amazing. Really, really spacious. Again, if you see pictures online, they look really, really good. But anyways, you can see this is getting quite close to the car park now. If you just turn around this corner and then go over this junction here, you can see it back in the main car park. And if you are going to stay here at Elveden, warning, it can get very, very busy on leaving and arrival days. But as long as you're sensible, it's absolutely fine. So as you can see, now going to park up now. We're parked up in One Rabbit. Just filming it here so we can literally remember where we parked so we can get back nice and easily. And now we've got to start the walk back to the lodge. It is a little way, but you can always hire a bike or anything like that. We just walked, but you can do if you want to. Cycling is one of the main ways to get around at Center Parcs, it always has been, and this is just one of the cycle parks that they have, as you can see here. Room for thousands of bikes, and that's actually one of the new activities that they've got, where you literally hang onto this bar in the air, and you go shooting through the trees on this like metal wire. It's so cool looking. And as you can see here, here is one of the many Center Parcs squirrels. It's now time for Park Market cake reviews. Here I have my first Park Market dessert of the holiday, and it's a chocolate and raspberry truffle, and it's a vegan dessert. £4 and 5 pence, so over £4, so it better be good. But it does look really nice here, so I'll try it now and tell you what I think of it. And the review was, it was alright. Because it was a vegan dessert, I don't think it was quite as creamy as it could have been, but it was still quite nice. But I'm going to retake because it was over £4, and I'm not wasting it for that price. I could have bought myself a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog on the Mega Drive from CEX for that price. So that was the first sort of half day at Centre Parcs, and I had an absolutely great time. But the second day is actually quite interesting because it's the only activity that I've actually booked. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's this activity that I've done here before and absolutely loved it and really enjoyed doing it again this time. So day 2 will have a really good activity. But we also did a few other bits. Also went swimming, of course, because again, that is my favourite thing about Center Parcs is the swimming. Again, obviously, didn't get any footage of swimming, although you can actually film in the swimming pool, which I'm quite surprised about. I'm just not comfortable filming in a public pool, I just don't really want to do that. But I did take footage of pretty much everything else on this holiday, so now let's head to day 2. So here we are then, day 2 of Center Parcs. Started off the day with a blueberry vegan croissant. Really nice, and I really enjoyed eating that. But then I also filmed quite a lot of the nature on the patio, which I always do when I'm at Center Parcs. So you see here, we also had a visit from a few little rats, which I know a lot of people hate rats. I don't mind them at all. I think they're quite funny. As you can see, 3 in one go here. Didn't see that many. This was the most that we saw in one go, was 3. So I thought I'd get the camera out quickly, which was quite funny. But also some of the really nice nature that we got. We got some ducks, as you can see here. But also muntjac deers, you get them a lot. And also, if you stayed at Center Parcs before, you'll know you get so many squirrels. And some of them even try and make it in the lodge, which is absolutely hilarious. But as I said, booked an activity for today, so this is day 2. And the activity that I booked was actually a bird of prey experience, which I love doing. As I said, I've done it here a few times before, and it's always really good. It's birds of prey, but it also does have owls in it as well. So you sort of get a little bit of everything. I think it's technically a falconry experience, even though they have owls in it, and owls aren't falcons. I don't really know how that really works, but I'm not complaining. I had a great time, and I did get a bit of footage from that, which I'll show you in a minute. So just walking out to the places you can see here, literally the end of our lodge is right near this walkway, which is a nice cutway through, which is quite nice, but you still get to look at the trees as you go through. And as you can see here is like the place that they have the bird experience, and they have lots of signs on the outside to like tell you where it is. That is a good thing about Center Parcs, is there's signs everywhere to tell you where stuff is, because otherwise you just get lost all the time. And there's even a little hole in the fence so you can have a little peek. So you can see people in there just setting up the experience, getting all the birds ready. And it was actually really good. If you come to Center Parcs, I would highly recommend doing the falconry experience. There's either just exclusively our one, or also a falconry one as well. Either one I would say is really good.
So on about day 8, he's gonna find out what I look like, which is a bit of a blow when he's got over it now. 32 eggs, 32 days I sat on that egg. It was in an incubator.
So as you can see, here I am holding this owl here, and this owl is actually called Moonbeam, and he's been at Center Parcs for absolutely years, and he's a beautiful owl, as you can see. And I've actually held him before, years ago, so it was really cool to like see him here again. So you see the person just helping him look at the camera there for the video. Really cool.
Yeah, anyway, so they're very soft. They are, yeah. They look like fur, but they are.
And here we also have a little barn owl, as you can see, just chilling in his little house. After the bird of prey experience, we then went into the main complex, and just inside the sports bar, which is one of the places, is like a big restaurant really, they also play loads of live sport. But just inside the front of there, there's actually a few pool tables, and you can book them to have a little game. So we just booked one of those for half an hour and had a little game of pool. I've always enjoyed playing pool, like for absolutely years now, so always nice to play on the big American pool tables as well. couldn't resist a quick look in Treats, which is basically their massive sweet and chocolate shop. They also have loads of ice cream and stuff in here as well. So I couldn't resist a quick look in here while we were waiting for the lodge to be cleaned and ready to go. And this is a really, really big shop, and it's absolutely full of all sorts of sweets. And that to have this a shop like this big with this much options on a holiday park, I think is really good. And again, like the park market, it is more than you'll be spending in like normal supermarkets and stuff, but not really that much more considering how much they have gone up lately. Like, I don't think the Center Parcs prices in their shops have gone up so much with just like normal shops day to day. So like the price gap seems smaller, if you know what I mean. Here they have the on-site toy shop, and that is called Just Kids. This is actually a really, really good little toy shop. Well, I say a little toy shop, it's actually quite big. And it's full of like Center Parcs souvenirs, but also really cool gaming related toys, Lego sets and stuff like that. It's a really good selection in here. Now the main things that I looked at in here was probably the Lego sets, and yes, they were a little bit more than you would pay in places like Swift's Toys or places like that, but considering it is a small shop on a holiday site and not actually a huge chain of toy shops, it's not actually that much more. So if you do want something in here, it probably is worth getting in here rather than somewhere else while you're on holiday. And also what I thought was really cool is, as you can see, around the ceiling they had this really cool train going round. And I don't know why I thought this was so awesome, but I actually thought it was really, really cool to have like a train set running around the ceiling of the toy shop. Just thought it fitted in with the theme really well. Now when I was looking around this shop, I was actually quite surprised to see this, but actually really pleased at the same time. Because I actually found some Mario toys in here, and sometimes you don't really see Mario toys in other toy shops that are bigger than this, so it was good to see a choice of Mario toys. As you can see, came out just here. I didn't actually buy any of these, so I didn't really feel like I need any of them in the collection, and these were quite expensive. So you can see here, just turn around one of these Hot Wheel cars, $8.49, that is quite a lot for a Mario Hot Wheel car, especially as those ones have been out for quite a while. But I was really pleased to see some Mario toys at the park market. Again, didn't buy any of them, but it is just nice to see them. As you can see, the Lego section here, and there was some really nice sets here. And these were only a tiny bit more than you'd be paying in like mainstream toy shops. So it was actually quite nice to see that the Lego sets weren't actually that expensive. And I really like these Speed Champion F1 sets as well. Let me know what one you would pick in the comments down below. This next shop here, as you can see, this is called the Store Cupboard, or as I lovingly referred it to earlier in the video, the Center Parcs Tat Shop. And that's literally what this place is full of, just Center Parcs sort of gifts and mugs, weird like candle things and stuff. Some really very random stuff. I didn't actually get anything from here for myself, but wanted to film it to show you for the video just because I thought like I want to try and film as much as I can here, and the shops are quite a big part of Center Parcs. But there was some incredibly random stuff in here, like, as you can see from the footage, like, just such random stuff. Like, there was a big Harry Potter section next to, like, a big section of rabbits. Very strange, but very Center Parcs at the same time. As you can see here, you can literally get everything from this shop, even a cuddly broccoli toy. I mean, what more do you want? As you can see, just made a cup of tea, time for a chill out and to watch the nature for a little while. Saw some really cool nature from the lodge, as you can see here, a deer, but also saw a couple of nuthatches, which I absolutely love those birds. I was hoping to see them, so it was really good to see them from the lodge. But as you can see, this park market cake, this toffee and honeycomb cake, was packaged so terribly. It looks like it's crashed in this packet. As you can see, it probably looks a little bit random, but to some of you, maybe a little bit familiar. So if you didn't see, one of my last videos was me actually building and reviewing the Lego Game Boy, and I actually built it at Center Parcs. So I always love building Lego, and if I do go on holiday, sometimes I like to take a Lego set with me for something extra to do. And this holiday, it was time to build the Lego Game Boy. And this was also a perfect relaxing way to end day 2. So here we are then, starting day 3, and the first thing I saw when we woke up was a really cool nuthatch on the patio, which again is one of my favourite birds to see at Thetford, so it's good to see one of those. Then we're heading into the sports bar here, which is one of the places you can dine out at Center Parcs if you want to. We didn't actually dine out here this time. We have done a few times before, but not this time specifically. But I did also do a little bit of filming of the menus so you can see what the prices are like if you're thinking about coming here for yourself. And again, this is the Sports Cafe. They have loads of TVs, all sorts of live sports, literally all sorts of sports you can imagine. and they serve really nice food and also drinks as well, sort of like a pub really, maybe like Center Parcs sort of pub cafe. It's quite a nice area to just chill out really. But here is the menus, and I thought there was a really good selection of like big meals you could get, but also like smaller things like snacks. Like you could get just sandwiches here if you wanted to, or toasted sandwiches. We could also get things like full-on fish and chips. So you can see from the sides here, you can get salad, garlic bread, cheesy garlic bread. There was a really good selection of pretty much everything you could ask for really. Like, I can't think of anything that we would have on a normal menu that wasn't really on this menu, which was obviously a good thing. And as you can see here, they even have cocktails and stuff. They are obviously going to be expensive, but they're going to be expensive anywhere you go, really. I did think they were awfully priced. And also the beer and cider section there. Again, didn't think that was awfully priced either. But yeah, although we didn't get anything to eat here today, I can say that I've eaten in here quite a few times before. And I do highly recommend it. So if you are coming to Center Parcs Elveden and you're thinking about eating somewhere, I would recommend the Sports Cafe. The other two restaurants I also think are quite nice at Center Parcs is Cafe Rouge and also Bella Italia. But again, this is from absolutely years ago. I'm not sure what they're like now. They might have like got worse over time. I don't know. But from years ago, I can also highly recommend those. But then we fancied a few more games of pool, and we were going to play in the Sports Cafe again on the big American pool tables. And we did actually do that. But at Center Parcs, you have to go to the booking desk. You then book the time. You can either book like half an hour slot, something like that. And I'll put the actual price up on screen now, but I think it was only about £5, £6, something like that. Somewhere in the middle for half an hour, which I thought was pretty decent. Now, we did play on the American pool tables, as I said. You can play on these smaller tables as well. And I think you can just pay straight away at those, like put a quid in or whatever. But we thought it'd be a good idea to play at the American pool tables. You don't see them very often over here. Obviously, we have the normal size pool tables, to us normal, obviously. And they're much smaller, which I do prefer, but I thought we might as well play at the American ones because you don't see them awfully often over here. I do find playing pool on the normal pool tables much easier. Obviously with the smaller balls you have to hit them less accurate, I find. But if you want to get a little bit of spin or a little bit of like backspin on one of them, you have to hit them so hard in the American pool table. I do find it slightly harder, but still very fun. And obviously, as I said, you don't see them very often over here, so we thought we might as well make the most of having them at Center Parcs. So here we are, just got all the things we need at the booking desk, now walking round. But while I'm walking around, you can also get a pretty cool view of the badminton courts and also the climbing walls. I have done that climbing there before, but not for a very long time, and it's changed a lot since I first did it. But also the badminton courts here, again, not played on those for absolutely years. But this is just such a nice centre complex, it's got such a nice feel. And even though there's like loads and loads of people in there, lots of different things going on, it never seems too loud or too like claustrophobic. It's always really nice and spacious, which obviously is a good thing. And I also like wherever you go at Center Parcs, indoors or outdoors, there's just greenery everywhere. It's got a really nice sort of like feel to it, which is a good thing as well. But here we are back at the sports bar. The pool tables are literally just into the entrance here, just inside the door and to the left, and there's 3 pool tables here. And they've also got a really big window of a nice view outside as well, so this should be really good. Massive fail shot coming up here, as you can see, trying to get some side on the black here and just completely missed. So after our games of pool, we then decided to go swimming. So if you just walk across the complex and then through these doors here, that's the treat shop that I went in earlier in the video, as you can see there. But if you carry on walking through for a little way, past a lot of these doors here, as you can see, there's the subtropical swimming paradise around the corner, there's a sign for it. The entrance used to be in a completely different place, but they've actually changed it. It's just on the left here now. But obviously there's a lot of signage all around Center Parcs, so you don't get lost or anything, because there is a lot of different places you can go here, so that's obviously a good thing. As you can see, the entrance to it is now just on the left here. Obviously can't film at swimming again, as I've already mentioned, but we did have an awesome time. So just finished swimming, and then it was time to get a few bits from the park market. Also got a couple of bits for a picnic lunch, which I'll show you in a minute. Because if you walk out of the park market to the right, out of the main sort of complex area, there's a little bike park on the right of us here. But if you carry on going straight over and then over the little road bit, there's a lovely little walkway that leads to a bench with a couple of peacock statues on it, and it looks over this lovely lake which is coming up now in a minute. You can see some of the bike park there, but you can see so many different species of bird from this bench. Obviously with the water, all nature is going to be drawn to this area because there's a massive lake. And it's also got like little bits coming off it as well with all sorts of different habitats, so there's plenty of nature to spot while you're having a picnic if you do decide to have one here. And again, if you do come to Center Parcs and have a picnic, I'd highly recommend this spot. It's literally just up this little walkway here, and you can already see the bench in the distance. And it's got these two painted peacocks on it, which looks really, really cool, I've got to say. It's been there for years, and loads of people use it. It's just a really nice bench to sit at while you're having your picnic lunch. And as you can see just there, the lake is right in front of it. Now, seeing as I thought they were so good, I picked another steak slice and also a bag of Walker's flame grilled steak. Then we dropped our things back off at the lodge and headed back out again to the nature hide that they have here. Now, they've always had one sort of outside the park. It's sort of like quite far out near the main car park, which is a bit strange. But even more strange, to get to this one, you have to go down someone's path, as you can see here, which leads to their little lodge. But it's really strange how you have to sort of go down a bit of their path. Seems a bit strange. Past a cleaning hut, which is also really random. There's a bird hide at the end here, but it took us ages to find it. Here is the hide, and it's actually quite a new one, as I said, and we finally found it. And it's really nice inside. It's got all proper benches and everything, and a good view of all the nature, and also quite a lot of bird feeders hung up, so hopefully you'll see lots of good stuff while you're there. But while we were in the bird hides doing some bird watching, we actually saw absolutely loads and loads of stuff, including great spotted woodpeckers, tiskins, blue tits, great tits, some birds that you don't often see, so it was really good to spend a little bit of time in these bird hides. As you can see, there's lots of bird feeders hung up, as I already said, and obviously, as it's Center Parcs, there's already a squirrel there. And it was also really good to spend a lot of time in these bird hides just because it was so chilled. And if you do come to Center Parcs, there's not really hardly any other people use these bird hides, because we were in there for quite a long time. We didn't really see hardly any people there, so if you're one of these people that just likes to have like a sit down on their own with hardly any people around just in the nature, it is a great place to go. And it's a really nice walk to get there, as you can see from the footage. It's quite a long walk, especially if you're in one of the lodges that's like the other side of the park. But if you are able to do it, it's definitely worth taking the walk, because it's really nice. And here's also a little bit of footage, because it's right near the outer perimeter fence of Center Parcs. So you're literally like right near the fence. And beyond the fence is just loads and loads of fields that have also good nature in them as well. And there's also a couple of air bases nearby, so you can see some airplanes if you stay here long enough as well. I didn't actually do that this holiday, but it's really cool to be able to see some of these airplanes. Because as you can see from the outer fence, you can see quite far into the distance, so you can get good views if you stay there long enough. But that was day 3 of the holiday. Had a really good time and did absolutely loads of stuff. Swimming pool and also a little bit of shopping as well on site. So now let's go to day 4. So we woke up on day 4 and decided we'd like to go swimming first. So we actually went swimming, and this is a top tip if you go to Center Parcs. Go swimming early, because we got to the swimming pool about 5 minutes after it opened. The changing rooms were so quiet, it was so easy to get changed. And as we got in the pool, there was like hardly anyone in there at all, and it was a really great swim because there was no queues for the slides. Like the two tubey slides, the big tubey slide and the small tubey slide, there was no queues. The rapids had literally no one on them, and there was nobody on the white slide either, so it was an absolutely great swim, literally because any slide you wanted to go on, it was available like instantly, and there was hardly anyone in the main pool either, so it was just a really nice easy swim. So if you do come to Centre Parcs, I'd highly recommend going early if you want to go swimming. So then after that we decided to have another game of pool, and I played some really dodgy shots this time. So then it was time to grab another steak slice, eat that, and then do a little bit of shopping. We then decided to head back to the lodge and have a nice chill out and a cup of tea, which was always good. And while we were in Just Kids, I actually had a bit of a weak moment and bought myself a Lego set to do on holiday. Yes, another Lego set. And that was the Williams Speed Champions set, which I think is a really good Lego set. So that was day 4 of the holiday. Now we did actually stay until day 5, but literally if you're at Center Parcs for midweek, day 5 is literally pack it up in the morning. You've got to be at the lodge by 10. You can choose to stay in the park if you wish, but we decided to head home. So that was my Center Parcs Elveden vlog. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, please subscribe to our channel Retrohead. I know this is a really random video for me to do. Obviously, some people that watch this might not actually watch my channel. So if you're not from my channel, please do consider leaving a subscribe if you like all sorts of things retro gaming. Here I do retro game hunts, retro game collecting, and even the playing the games as well. So if you do like what you see, please do stick around. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!